Today's product focus is going to be on the Vertex 4000 and 5500 low band radios. These are the VX4000L and VX5500L. The 5500's on the top, 4000's on the bottom. This is an older radio, this is the newer version. This is current as of 2017. Sells for $600 new. It's 250 channels and 20 groups. You can see that they look nearly identical. There's just some minor changes in the case design. All of these buttons are programmable. You can see that they're labeled right now, and these are custom labels. You can put custom labels on. This is the monitor button. Dim. Home channel. If I press that, it would go to my home. If I had one programmed in as your priority channel, your home channel, it gets you back, no matter where the radio is, it gets you back to the channel that you programmed as home. Scan works just like any other scan. The radio would have to be in the hang-up hook, and the hang-up hook on this radio would have to be grounded. So we'd run a little wire. We'd run a little wire to it, and if you look, if we hit scan, it's in scan mode. If you take the mic off the hook, it goes out of scan mode. You can program whatever channel you want for the priority channel, and it will beep if you want it to beep when it finds the traffic on the priority channel. Again, these buttons are all programmable. The typical way that these buttons are set up is monitor. This one's always set up as monitor, and you got dim and select. That's the most common way that they're set up. However, this is a custom layout that I set up for myself. You can see that this button has been programmed to activate my XTR system. It has repeater. Each button can be programmed separately. In this case, monitor, if I just press it, turns the monitor on and off, but if I push and hold it, it opens the squelch. Dimmer, same thing. If I hit dim single press, it does the actual dim. If I had programmed it to do a long press, it puts the radio into low power mode, which is 30 watts from 60. Same thing with home. If I press and hold home, it does talk around. Whatever it's programmed to do. And scan, it can be programmed on a long press to what they call nuisance delete. So in case something in the scan list is driving you nuts with noise, you can press and hold it and lock it out temporarily. Now let's get into a little bit about the groups. It's a 250 channel radio, but you can also divide it into groups. So whereas on the Max Track radio, the channels are in succession, 1 through 32, say, and you can program all your channels accordingly. You could do the same thing with this, and this can be programmed as it is now. This is programmed now to actually select the channels that you are in. But one feature that the groups allow you to do is you could divide it up. Say you had a Category 3 system, multi-zone PEG system. You could divide it up into groups so that each grouping is the zone that you're in. So say, for instance, if I wanted to change zones from the Exeter zone, zone 1, into, say, Newport zone, which is 3, now only the channels that are available in the Newport zone, zone 3, are available. It makes it really nice when you have a few zones and you could divide it up by grouping, so that when you select the group for that zone, only the channels that are available within that zone are available here when you turn the channel knob. It also could be programmed so that you're not utilizing the zones and they're just channels 1 through 250 if you want to do that. The microphones on these are, you can either plug them in on either side. You can see that they're Phillips head screws, stainless steel. There's no lack of quality on these radios. Full heatsink, 60 watt radio. These are also used, these ports are also used for programming. On the back, a standard antenna port of SO239, which accepts the PL259. The speaker is a common 1/8 inch mono jack, and the accessory port for the XTR is a DB25, which is nice. It's all standardized stuff. It uses a locking DC polarized plug for DC input, and it can be programmed to come on with ignition, as these are. If we plug in power, it'll power up. You could see that this says MDC 1200. This has the MDC 1200 PTT option in it, When you install that option, it's a rather expensive option, but when you install it, it only will offer encoding, meaning that it'll only transmit the PTTID. It will not decode it and receive it. They normally come, like this radio normally has PTTID known as DTMF, similar to the way the Baofangs work. Let's see. Yeah. That indicated that it sent a DTMF sequence out. So if you use the radio on a PEG system and you don't care about having PTTID actually identify the radio, then the standard Vertex model will work just fine. If you, however, want to have the PTTID, you would have to add the option board into this radio, which can get a little bit pricey. But anyway, that's the highlight on the Vertex VX5500 and 4000.